Stark Nation, welcome back to the channel. Today is a very special one. We actually have a guest today. All right, our guest today has actually been in the IT field for over 22 years. Currently, he's subject matter expert in cryptography and works as a cryptography architect daily, son. Daily. You want to talk about cryptography? Mr. Gori D.
Welcome, guys.
Mr. Gori
Welcome,
D in the
guys.
house. Yes, sir. Hey,
I'm
man.
happy to be here, guys.
Thank you for
Yes.
taking the time to hang out
Yeah.
with us
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
Right? We said we wanted to do something different, and this is a totally cool format. Even just before coming on, just the chat we were having was pretty cool. Now, before we jump into this thing, I just want to let the people know how we met. We were at Bitcoin 22, right?
Right.
And as many people know, this is a space where it is for everyone, right? And but the black community is slim in the
Yeah.
crypto space. So
You mean
seeing
skinny?
you there and seeing all the other black people there, obviously we had to collab. Right?
Yeah.
So, and that is why we're here today. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Double up.
It was Kimpy. The black community at the Bitcoin conference was Kimpy.
Man,
What
I
is
felt
Gori D?
alone. I felt alone until I saw you guys. I was like, thank goodness.
Yeah, exactly. Look, man, it's a beautiful thing because look, man, I think especially this time around in the time that we're in right now, I think there's a massive opportunity here,
Yeah.
and every group, right, every group of people should be taking advantage of it. And we're gonna dive heavily into that. But before we even get into it, Gori, tell us a little bit about your crypto story, man, because that's what I'm dying to hear, man. As a cryptographer, right? This is a different angle. As a cryptographer, how did you get into crypto? How did you start buying the coins and everything else like that?
I mean, it's been a journey so far, right? I mean,
Right.
I do cryptography for a living, and cryptography is just a science of secrecy. And I would say about 8 to 9 years ago, I just had somebody mention cryptocurrency to me, and at that point, I really didn't take it serious. It took me about another year for me to actually figure out what you know
Right. Right.
cryptocurrency is, right? Because at the end of the day, I mean, cryptocurrency, they call it cryptocurrency because cryptography is what is actually used to provide security for the cryptocurrency, right? When you have a currency, you want to prevent double spending, right? You want to prevent all these acts that we see all over the place, but
Right.
we can't really prevent those acts, but we just want to limit the frequency of occurrence. I mean, everything is just based on the
Absolutely.
cryptography implementation behind the architecture. But anyways,
Absolutely.
yeah, so I've been around for a while. Um, but here's the thing, like there's been a lot of lessons in this, right? And I mean, first thing I tell people, you have to understand risk management and you never put in money into what you don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad for a lot of people around me. They put in money into this crypto and their money is just down because they don't know
Yeah.
what they're doing. But
Hey, man.
here's the
Listen,
deal.
life is better when you buy at the top. Haven't you heard before?
I know, right?
Life is better when you buy at the top,
but you think you're buying at the top, but before you know it, it's even crazy when you think you're buying the dips and
Yeah,
it just keep dipping and you
and it
keep
keeps dipping.
before you know you're drowning it. And some
The-
That's
people
me,
just
man.
put their savings into all this.
This
I'm
is
buying the
true.
dip and it's still dipping.
But here's the thing, like two things people need to understand, like which is very important. Like
Yeah.
just like I mean, I was into the stock market before I started doing crypto, but
Right.
so there are some lessons you can actually transfer from the stock market into the crypto market. First of all, you don't actually make money until you cash out. I don't care how much you buy the
Mm-hmm.
coin. You buying for 500. The
Right.
coin is now 30,000, 60,000. You don't make money until you cash out. And you have to understand how to cash out along the way, right? Because
Yeah.
this is a very volatile market. Before you know it, the market is going to go away with your money, right?
Right.
The big boys are going to mop all your profit. So you have to learn how to cash out along the way. And that's one thing. The other thing is you have to be careful what you're buying because
Right.
honestly, if you're buying the right asset, even when it dips, you don't lose money until you pull out all your money.
Onto people like your
You
money.
know,
Yeah.
yeah. As long as you're buying the right asset, you're never losing money. I mean, I remember buying um Ethereum at $1,000. It went down to $80. Right?
Right.
I mean, people will think I'm crazy. Like, why are you staying there? But you know, last year at the peak of the bull market, the Ethereum went to like 4,200. Right?
Right. I don't know if you heard about if you know about Real Vision, right?
No, no, I don't know about that.
So it's this one guy. He does macroeconomics, right? And he's supposed to be like a macro investor and everything. Everyone saw him as credible. But at the top of the bull market, right? This man said he was long, irresponsibly long, 10x long, the biggest size of his position in his life, right?
Wow.
And he's 100% crypto, he says. And ever since he said that on YouTube, I think the market has been down more than 70 something percent. And that is someone who is supposed to be a risk management expert. That's
Oh
the
my
crazy thing
God.
about it. Yep.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of these guys. I just laugh. I mean,
Right.
crypto is a new space. Everybody is trying to figure it out. You look at several models that they were used for, like, the stock market. They were used
Right.
for gold. They were used for all kinds of assets. But when you plug in these models into crypto, they all fail,
Right.
right? I mean, there's the stock to flow model. There's
Right.
also, I mean, different kinds of model out there.
There
So
there is a lot. There is a
a
lot.
lot, but
And
none of them
I
has been able to figure crypto out
this
perfectly.
is true. I actually agree with you on that. This is something that I've spoken about with Kenny multiple times before, and I'm like, listen, man, Bitcoin is new. Crypto, as we know it, all of these things are new, right?
Right,
And we're all experiencing it for the first time.
right.
It's a bit of an issue when you have people who kind of approach it like they approach it like they're the experts and they've lived through this and over and over.
Right,
We've
right.
never seen Bitcoin in a recession before.
No,
We've never seen Bitcoin when it goes to 60K. We
correct.
don't know what Bitcoin acts like when it goes to 100K.
Yeah, yeah,
So there are things that there is because people can gather models from everywhere, and there is a period of time that it looks like it's rhyming and it looks like it like the stock to
yeah.
flow, like you mentioned, that was going
Right,
great
right.
until
Yeah,
it didn't.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
It was
You know, and
it was correlating
that's
with
what I,
Nasdaq until it
yeah,
didn't.
exactly.
until it didn't. That's why I tell people, like, in this space, you don't speak in absolute, right?
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I've seen a lot of people, they call themselves technical analysts, but at the end of the day, some of them, they just run away. The honest one will come back and tell you, oh, I apologize. I was wrong when I was looking
Yeah.
at the data. I didn't see this. I don't want to mention
Absolutely.
names, but
No,
they
I
are
mean, look,
all,
we know quite a few of them like that,
yeah,
man. You
yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean? Is it bit? Is it what's it called? Bitboy?
Okay, that's
Is
one
it?
of
Yeah.
them. I
Oh,
call him
okay.
the Moon Boy.
Hey, listen,
they
man.
just they just come on YouTube, they pump up their coin. You see people start buying,
Look,
like
man.
before
I
you know
think
it, that coin is just
there
dipping.
is a handful of people like that that I've seen that type of stuff from, uh, and I know because I've look, man, from the beginning days. Okay, I used to watch these guys as well. You know what I'm saying? And actually, I don't have a problem calling them out for what it is, man.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, man. When I first got into crypto, okay,
You did like him.
I did like him,
I
right?
liked
And
him
this is the
too
thing,
when I first got into
because
crypto.
no, because here's my thing, and look, I don't want to talk what I'm talking about, but this is the thing. I don't want to talk about the guy or anything. When you get into crypto and you start
Yeah.
really being serious about it, you start going down this rabbit hole where you're chasing information. So you're
Yep.
listening to everything,
Yeah.
watching everything, finding
Yeah.
everything, reading everything,
True.
and it sucks, right? When
Yeah.
you find yourself caught up in this situation where you're
Yeah.
following these people that you see them as credible, so you do not feel the need to really dig
True.
until
Question.
something start not
What you
lining
say.
up, right? Unfortunately, at that point where things are not lining up, you've listened to them on some things. Everything that I have on MetaMask right now, right, is I don't want to say it's a result of listening to these people, because at the end of the day you have to do your own
Yeah.
research, but it is a result of trust
Trust.
in the space and what it is, right? Believing that you're aligned with people who want the same thing as you. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So It is
It's
fine, and I get it. You're right. It
yeah.
is fine, and I get it. Everyone has to pay their bills, but I
They
feel like
have
that is
to. They
something that
have
is
to,
is
and it's really tough for me when I see a lot of people. As in, a lot of people, they don't know what they're doing.
yeah,
I mean, they lose a lot of money, like, cause they just buying crap all over the place, and
absolutely,
they just expect the price to just pump the next day or next week. It doesn't work like
Yeah,
that. It takes time to build
exactly,
wealth.
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
you know
I was
and
That is
if you've
true.
been around for a long time, you don't really care what the price is because you're
Hmm.
playing with the house money. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Bitcoin is probably, maybe, what's the price today?
It's probably like
30.
31 right now.
It's back to
It's
Yeah,
swinging
30
between
right now.
31 and
yeah,
29.
but some people got
Yeah,
Bitcoin at 1,000, $2,000,
Yeah,
right?
you can't compete with that.
So even from $64,000 to like that 30,000, like, they don't
Exactly.
care.
this so from somebody with a tech background, with a cryptocurrency background, getting involved in cryptocurrency, right?
Right.
And with the mass majority of Americans that can't even sit down in a cryptography class, talk less of a tech class, to understand how to turn off and turn off a computer.
Yeah.
How do you think to be? How do you think we? Because this is your journey, right? And you've
Right.
experienced this thing for a while, from the tech side to the real
Right.
technology to
Right.
now the investment side. How can Stack help the mass majority of people adopt this technology that is so? Because I took a cryptography class and I dropped out. So forgive me for
Yeah.
that. That class is tough. That's some
Yeah.
serious mathematical probabilities
True.
that you gotta figure
True.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do we simplify this for the masses,
Yeah.
given your
So
journey?
I think one of the greatest challenge with crypto is the adoption, and
Mm.
a lot of the interface out there, they are not usable. They are hard. Even for me as an expert, I've had
Yeah.
to do transaction where I can't find my money. My money is lost. Right? No, I think I
Yeah.
yeah. So I think I did a transaction recently from, so I had a MetaMask. From MetaMask, I moved that money um to an exchange,
Yeah.
and I just can't find the money. And there's nobody to call when you're using MetaMask. You're just on your own. And
Mm.
I couldn't find the money because when I started researching, I found out, like, I think on MetaMask it was version 1 when they started the project.
Yeah.
And when they went to exchange, they had a version 2, and once you move money from version 1 to version 2, your money is gone.
God.
And MetaMask is not going to tell you that.
Nope.
So I've have
Mm.
like serious incident like that where, like, the money is just gone, even as an expert. So I think one of the things that I don't see out there is there has to be more education and user awareness on how to
Mhm.
use these interfaces, and what the user is supposed to do and what the user are not supposed to do. I mean, it even goes deep as exploiting the user's wallet. You have this
Right.
phishing attack. Was it what was our protocol? If the hardware
Which
key
one?
that was supposed to protect the user's crypto asset.
Oh, the was it the the multi-sig? Is it like a multi-sig kind of thing?
No, the hardware wallet, the USB one.
Oh,
But
oh yeah, I got you. I got
yeah,
you.
yeah,
I think it's not the ledger. Is it the Trezor?
one of them,
Was it
one of
so
them.
one of them got
Yeah,
hacked?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
One of them got
I
hacked.
think someone was. I'm not sure what happened. I heard something about that though.
Yeah,
I
it
did
was
hear
a
something about
phishing
that.
attack. So
Yeah.
I just think there has to be a lot of education left and
Right.
right all over the place that can help user understand these things. Like, you have a problem with your bank, you can call them. They're
Right.
gonna help you, but
Mm.
and you don't expect people to start putting money into stuff, like, it's hard to navigate. I mean, there's nobody to call when you do your transaction. You're just on your own. And I think that's one of the things we need to see more in crypto. Like, I mean, there has to be more education for the user. For even for a kid should be able to go on exchange or any of this wallet and do any kind of transaction. So one of my goal is to shepherd as much people as I can into this crypto, and help them navigate this space. Even, I mean, I've been around for a while, but I'm still learning, and it's
Yeah,
just a
there's a lot
journey.
to do.
Yeah,
You
it's
never
still
stop
a lot.
learning in this
Yeah, yeah,
space. You never stop learning in this
yeah.
space. There's so much. Even I was just telling Katie, like, even with Bitcoin, just if you just take just one, right, just Bitcoin alone, it's like you learn about Bitcoin for so long and you think you figured it out, but then
No.
just last weekend I was looking at some stuff that just left me mind blown.
Yeah.
I can't wait till I run a node because that is like the
Lightning
next
node.
like yeah, well, just like a Bitcoin node, like
Node.
Bitcoin
Okay.
core
Okay.
node.
Okay.
Yeah, like if
Yeah.
you run a full Bitcoin core node, it transforms Bitcoin, man. It's a
Yeah.
different thing.
It does.
You know what I
It
mean?
does.
It's like if you have Bitcoin, if you just have the coins, right? It's almost
Right.
like you just have this. I guess you just have the headset, right? And you listen to the music. When you have the node, it's like you have the headset and you have the iPod in your hand or the iPhone in your hand. You have the full interface, right?
Mm,
And that's when things get wild. So
mm.
yeah, building a node right now, and I think that's gonna be pretty interesting.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
I was also thinking the whole idea of bank yourself, like get your own liberty back without the middleman involved, right?
Yeah.
Goes back to this whole node situation, getting people involved in cryptocurrency.
Yeah,
You're very right. We can't keep telling people to go bank themselves, but we don't give them the tools or help
The
them become
tools.
their
Yeah.
own banks. Because you can be your own bank and you can get rug pulled or your money is gone. Then we're not accomplishing our goal.
Yeah.
well,
You
let me
know.
ask you guys this. Let me ask you guys this when it comes to that. Okay, if we want to, if especially in a space that is decentralized, right? If
Right.
we want to get to a point where we have a working interface where things are simplified, unfortunately, that requires some coordination, and that coordination is going to require. Well, not necessarily. Let's not say it's going to require centralization, but I think there's going to be some. There's going to be a need for like an intense concentration around one coin, right? If we have that, I think we would be able to quickly get to a point where we can have a usable interface. I'll give you guys an example. Bitcoin, everyone understands exactly what it is. It will not change. It is what it is. Because of this, you have things like Strike
Right.
that have been able to create an interface that is easy to use for everyone around it. Cash App, right? You can see
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
interface is getting pretty easy. You have, everyone can do
PayPal.
it. PayPal, Amazon, it
Yeah.
goes on and on.
Yeah.
But with the Ethereum network, right, where you have all these coins just all over the place,
Place.
do you guys think that that creates a challenge to get to a point where we have a simplified interface?
Yeah, I think it creates a challenge, but there has to be standard at one point, right? Once there is a
Mm,
standard, I think everybody that conforms to that standard, then it makes it easy to integrate, right? Even from the
Yeah.
user.
Is it
exactly.
the ISO, the ISO that ensure that the OSI model works correctly
Yeah, 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 yeah,
for the
yeah,
internet?
yeah.
And I feel like the same thing that we did for the internet, without centralizing it, we need to do it for the blockchain and the cryptocurrency space. Because
So
I like to separate those two.
yeah, you're absolutely right. And to be, I mean, I'll tell you this. I'm a member of different forums, and there are so many things going on in the background in the banking space that people don't even know.
Right.
So, which is like stuff that we're discussing about, right? I was part of an X9 forum that they create standard for banking industry, and we're already talking about cryptocurrency standardization within the
Mm,
banking system. So it's gonna take a while. I think the journey is still like,
Early
we
still
still have a
early.
adopters.
long way to go.
Early
We still have a long
adopters.
way to go.
Absolutely.
Because don't you guys don't forget, like mainstream adoption of crypto did not start until about 2 years.
True.
Right? 2 years from now, Bitcoin and everything was like it was people like you and I, they were standing on their own. They were, you don't have all these big tech companies,
Right.
buying the idea. So
With big companies and like the Discord group you're talking about, where you guys are talking about standardization, that actually brings me to an interesting place, which would be regulation in the space as it is right now. We all need regulation, obviously, right?
right.
But one of the biggest concerns, or one of the things that bothers me the most, is the people who are making the regulations. I think with the way it looks right now and the way
Hmm.
governments are approaching this, or at least let's just say the U.S. government, right?
Right.
It seems they're out of touch with our generation
Yeah,
because you
yeah,
have an extremely old group of people trying to make
yeah. Did you
He was
watch
on
the
Mars.
interview, Elizabeth Warren?
No, no, no.
Oh, golly.
Man.
I feel like this was going to be like one of those destruction interviews. What happened with this?
Oh, it was like, she was just asking a lot of dumb questions. You trying to regulate stuff that you don't understand,
You don't understand.
so
Exactly.
it's kind of crazy,
Yeah.
but the thing is, I think, I mean, the regulation is not going to solve everything, but
Mhm.
it's going to at least protect the little guys
Yeah.
So
somewhat.
my question is, if it's cryptocurrency, right? By
Hmm.
design, the technology itself, kind of like what Cardano is doing, except for that's okay, it's taking too long. We
Hmm.
can
Bro, Cardano's
self-regulate.
dead to me, dude.
Hey, to you it is. It's not that to
Yeah,
me.
it's
I got a lot of money in the field. I can't
listen,
give
Well, I don't think it's dead.
I pray for you
up.
guys every Sunday.
Okay, but you know what? Let me give you this story, right?
Okay.
Dogecoin. I don't know. People don't realize Dogecoin has been around since. I mean, I've been knowing Dogecoin since 2014, right?
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
It didn't really rally until last year.
Yes.
So you just can.
But I will ask you this. I will
Uh
ask you
huh.
this. We spoke about risk
Right,
management
right, right,
earlier,
right,
right? From a risk management perspective, do
right.
you think that that is a repeatable strategy on Dogecoin?
I don't know about Dogecoin, but we might see it in other currency like Shiba. But
I
my
would
thing is,
say
once you're doing meme coin, for
Yes.
me, don't
but
put a lot
Doge,
of money into
Doge,
meme coin.
Doge, Doge and
Yeah, no,
Shipper are no,
absolutely. You don't want to put a lot of money
those
into
guys
it.
are no longer meme coins, man. They started out as
Yeah,
meme
yeah, yeah,
coins,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
but
That's
now
he's
they're
right.
actual currencies. Like you have to
Yeah,
go and research Doge and Shipper. Like I spent
yeah,
all day yesterday researching to see what's
he's
going on
right.
in the space.
They're creating
It's
utility these days.
They're
yeah, they
creating
have
utilities.
utilities
Yeah, they're
now.
creating
Please
utility.
tell me more about this. What is one thing they're doing?
Okay, so on Shiba Inu, for example, that's one of the reasons why
NFT.
the
Have you?
exactly that's one of the reasons why the one of the founders, not the main founders,
Yeah.
media is trying to create a huge fraud about it. But one of the founders of Shiba left because of he could not reach a full agreement on how to design the NFTs. But Shiba Inu as a metaverse type NFT
True.
that will be transactional in the
Yes.
metaverse or in gaming. That is Shiba Inu. You can go to AMC right now and pay use Shiba Inu for transaction, just
Right,
like Doge. So they're kind of like defying an NFT space. That is utility, right? And I'm
right. And there's
So
also Shiba Swap. You know,
that Shiba Stop took my money, man. I
hey,
still have
I've not
$1,000
used it
listening to
before.
that.
I was gonna ask Ellis. So, given everything, wouldn't you prefer that you should be able to call the founder of Shiba and tell them to fix your Shiba swap situation? Because what you lost like almost a couple thousands in there on the Shiba swap.
A
That
thousand
was
dollars
Kenny.
is gone.
Yeah, something like
Yeah,
yeah.
but that's the risk with cryptocurrency. I
It is
tell
that's the
people,
risk of crypto.
start
Yeah,
with minimal transaction. You don't send $500, $1,000 to anybody, right?
yeah,
You have to start with at least $10 or $5. Make sure it works correctly before.
yeah.
And
I
they,
mean,
they
this
gave it
is
they gave it that 275%. It was the
yeah.
first week of Shiba Swap. So if you put your
Uh,
money in on the first day, it was like 700% return. Second day,
hey,
$500
Jeez.
return. I was like,
this
I'm
was
Ah,
running late.
this.
did you guys, were you into Olympus DAO?
Um,
We did the test bed with that. I actually
we
put two
Oh,
hundred and
dabbled.
fifty
We
dollars in
dabbled.
that.
Look, man. Let me tell you
That
what
one was
happened when
gone.
we came across a decentralized space. Okay,
right.
is first this is the first thing we discovered MetaMask. Okay, we
Oh,
were
wow.
like, oh, okay, here we go. Right, the game is about to go down. After MetaMask, we discovered Uniswap. Okay, from
Ah,
there it was just deep dive rabbit
Compile
hole. I'm talking
everything, man.
about, dude. We were in all kinds of things, right? Like we had, dude. Actually, let me. I should share my screen and show you some of these websites that we started off
Yeah,
on,
taking
right?
loans on our own
And
crypto.
dude, we're doing all kinds of things, right? I've been
s-
rock pulled multiple times,
same
man.
here, same here. Like
Right.
people don't understand that. I mean, success is it's a journey. It's a
It
journey,
is. It
and
is. It
it's
is.
crazy when you see people that they just. I mean, they just started last week or 1 month ago. They're losing $500 or $1,000, and they just screaming all over the place. Like They don't understand. Like it takes a while.
Equity.
You have to
Yeah.
lose
Yeah,
money in this space. I don't know anybody that's made it big.
it does
I
take a
mean, I
while,
even
man.
still try to manage my risk. I have friends that will tell me, man, go big or go home, man.
Hey, listen, I
They
look.
put all in it.
There is a time to go big. There is a time to go big, but I think that is like after you have like
If you're
really
playing with house money, it's easier for you to go big, right?
exactly. Yeah, you have to bring us
Yeah,
money.
I mean, if you put in $1,000, you made 100K. You can you
Mm,
can easily go big. But
exactly.
yeah, I mean, people need to tread carefully,
Oh
like,
yeah, here we go. I
and
found it.
understand what you're doing. But people just hear like, oh, there's a lot of money in crypto. I mean,
Yeah, you
some
can't
people
just
just
be.
liquidate their bank account and just put
So
I
it in
mean,
I'll.
crypto.
that's
I
what
think this
happened with the
is.
old Terra Luna situation, right?
Oh,
I think that screwed up a lot of people because, I mean, Che and I had that conversation. Oh, I got a lot of money sitting down in the banks and no freaking interest. I can put it in USD and I could get in 12, 15, 17%. But I
Exactly.
just never did it because you don't want to put your entire money into the space right now. So
right.
I put a couple $1,000 in there so that I can buy the dip of Bitcoin when the market dips. And guess
Right.
what? All those thousands of dollars are gone
Yeah.
because of just that. So I'm glad that I did not put all my money in there. But again, it's one
Yeah,
of those
me
funny
too.
situations.
I lost a couple of thousand, you know.
Mm,
But I was aware that if you understand the ecosystem of Terra, it's pretty risky
yeah.
because they kind of depend on the dollar and so
Yeah,
many
by
things.
fate.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, so I didn't put a lot of money in Terra, but I definitely like the project. I mean,
Yeah.
there've been a lot of project like Terra Lunar that they all went down the
Yeah,
drain.
they went downhill.
Yeah,
Actually,
but
and that's the thing. Like they actually, there's been a few videos where I saw people explaining exactly what was going to happen to Terra, right? And he kept saying, no, no, it's not going to happen. And the exact same thing that these people explained happened
yeah,
to Terra,
you
which
just don't know.
makes it sad, man.
It's a
This is one of the sites where I got rock pulled on. This was BNB page. The website doesn't
oh,
even come up anymore, right? And then there is this one which
is it
okay, so
BNB Binance or it's
this
just
yeah, BNB is on the Binance blockchain, right?
Yep.
This one at some point, dude, we were like up at like what 90
Oh
something
yeah.
percent. You know
Oh
what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah. We
Interest
were
and all
making
that kind
money
of,
too, man.
crazy stuff.
I think
but
we
were
put
you
like a
cashing
thousand
out
dollars in
along the
there.
way?
Oh,
We,
absolutely.
we were
We're
selling
doing
the
our best.
bunnies. So we put a
Okay.
thousand in there.
Yeah,
We'll take the $1,000 and then we'll take the bunny and sell it and just use that.
exactly. So
Okay.
hey man, listen man, we've been through. I would say
I
we've run
know.
through. We've run through the jungle. Okay, we've had our cuts.
Ah,
We got slapped in the eye
man,
by a heavy
you're
leaf
not
and everything
alone,
like
man. You're not
that.
alone. And that's the
Yeah.
thing.
So
There's no like formal knowledge when it comes to crypto.
there isn't.
You have to make those mistakes and learn, or you have
Yeah.
a lot of people around you that they've been in the space for a while that can guide you through.
Right.
And which then goes back to this next topic about acts. People getting act. Do the systems get act or is it the people that get act? Because my understanding of cryptocurrency, just like you said at the beginning, was a science of secrecy.
Right.
Cryptocurrencies are not supposed to be hackable. I think it's the users that are making the mistakes to give out the information to make themselves open to hacks.
Yeah, I think it's both, right? I mean, no matter how you secure a system, you still have to understand you have humans behind it, right?
Right.
And if you can connive with a good amount of people that understands the blockchain,
Right.
things can happen. And the user themselves, like I said before, there has to be some education. Users don't know what they're doing, especially people that are looking for free money. I mean, they get
Yeah.
an email and they just click the bait and they're gone. All the money in the wallet is gone.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I mean,
Oh,
I've been doing IT security for over 20 years.
mm,
You can never protect a system 100%. Never.
this
It's
is true.
not possible. Even if you look at DoD, all this, they have the best technologies that are not even in the corporate environment. They still get hacked.
Yeah.
And they don't even tell you if you hear today like they got hacked. They've probably been hacked maybe like 20 times. You
Something,
probably
Yes.
just hear one.
17-year-old kids from Russia.
Yeah.
We
So
Exactly
all got
right.
our identity stolen.
yeah.
Exactly. All that kind of crazy stuff. So
So it's just about reducing the frequency. You're gonna have all these acts.
right,
They're not gonna go away. It creates job for people like us, and
this is true.
some
This
people
is
out there.
absolutely. Well, I'll ask you this then, Mr. Gordy, man. Do you have any aspirations, any projects, any visions of things you want to do in the blockchain space or crypto space?
Yeah, I've been thinking about a lot of stuff, and I registered at least maybe like 7, 8 domains.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, I can share with you guys later, but
Yeah, what's that?
I'm thinking more strategic at this point, just like when the internet first came. But most of the projects I'm looking at, I want to focus on Africa, or maybe Nigeria. I think that's a big space,
It is.
especially when it comes to African hearts. Like,
Mm,
I think they are just undervalued, you know. I think
absolutely.
that's a whole NFT space right there. And it's so unfortunate.
Mm,
Like, so I just got back from Europe and I visited a lot of museums
mm,
and I saw so many things from Africa, like things that we Africans will just be like, what is this? You know, things like we
exactly.
will never value.
Exactly.
And now you have people from different part of the world, they're paying to go see these things and understand these things. It's so crazy. Like even when you see them at the museum, you're not just seeing the art, they actually explaining to you the history behind it. And you begin to wonder how many people from Africa even understand or even know about this. Up to the
Absolutely.
point I saw like the broom, like they they call
Yeah,
it
standard
ballet.
brew.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
I saw it at the British
Oh
Museum.
man, yeah, I used to whip that around, man, back in the
Yeah.
day. Yeah.
Uh,
Oh man, that is. I
And
mean, I think
also,
that does. Yeah, that's incredible.
yeah, I think there's a lot
With this
of
space.
things
Yeah.
that can be done. I know Cardano is they're doing a project with Africa. Is it the government or the school?
Yeah.
yeah,
This
Ethiopia.
is the thing, man. This is the thing. This is my
I know you
issue
don't
with
like Cardano.
Cardano.
What's the
No, here's
problem?
my
You
thing.
have an issue with Charles or Cardano? Let's separate it.
I used to be a massive Cardano supporter. Actually, as a matter
Right.
of fact, we have another YouTube channel called Young and Successful. You see over there, we're even trying to give away $500 of Cardano. Here's
Oh,
my problem with Cardano. The promises were just rolling and rolling, and there was never any delivery on anything. Okay, all the things that they were saying they're going to do in Africa. Here's the thing. This is why I love Bitcoin.
mhm.
You don't need to do anything.
Yes,
You don't
I
need to do
agree with
anything,
you.
right?
I
Put
agree
the
with
money
you.
there, and you
And
put the
that's it.
things in place to make it happen, and it's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's it. So you want to pay for education? You want to pay for lights for a school? You could put a Bitcoin wallet address somewhere,
Yeah.
and we can sit here in the United States and pay for electricity for
Right.
kids in Africa in a matter of seconds. You don't need to build a massive, infrastructure of whatever. So I think for me, man, Africa needs to get moving. There is no time. Like how long have we been standing still, right? So if
Yeah, but
Cardano is gonna come
mhm.
along, that's great. But for now, I think focusing on what is here right now, which is Bitcoin, is
And
that's why I
I kind
focus
of
on that.
agree with you. I mean, for me, I think most people should put their money in Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is
Yeah,
not going to go anywhere.
yeah,
But at the same time, there's Bitcoin and there's the all cryptocurrency space.
yes,
And I think for the cryptocurrency space to actually gain adoption, there has to be utility around it. And
mm,
Bitcoin is not going to provide that. I mean, don't forget, like, forget about cryptocurrency. The whole thing is about blockchain,
yeah,
right? There are so many things you can do on the blockchain, not only for individuals, even for government. You can reduce the way like electronic voting is being done to reduce, I mean, any kind of fraud
mm,
around financial transaction or even voting. And there's just so many things you can do with blockchain,
yeah,
right? And
absolutely.
the people that started the technology, they were not even, it wasn't about cryptocurrency in the first place. It was about blockchain. And after blockchain, then Bitcoin came. And after
Mhm.
Bitcoin, I mean, Ethereum came. It's just an evolution
And then Ethereum
of,
gave birth to the madness that we know today.
man, the beast. He created
Ethereum
the
was just
beast.
like boom.
I mean,
Ethereum.
they had their own. I don't know. There was an Ethereum DAO. Was it 2002
Was
or
it?
something? Yeah, it was crazy. I
Yeah,
mean,
man.
the
Ethereum was
network
like
got hacked.
you get a
Yeah.
shitcoin, you get a shitcoin. Everybody gets a shitcoin.
Yeah.
It's
You
yeah.
know what is funny about Ethereum? So there's
What's that?
Ethereum and Ethereum Classic, but the
Mm,
actual Ethereum is Ethereum Classic,
it is the
and
Ethereum Classic.
people don't even know about it or pay attention to it.
It was
Yep.
violated.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes.
And that came out of the folks trying to modify Bitcoin that decided to
yes,
go and do Ethereum. And then
yeah,
we also have to
Yeah.
remember that Bitcoin, before Bitcoin, like you were saying earlier, blockchains existed. The federal
Yeah.
right,
government actually paid, I think Yale, one of those schools, to design a blockchain. The old
right,
design of blockchains came out of federal government funding through schools. Project was implemented. So
Yeah.
my concern, though, which is what I keep telling Shay, is that blockchains are there to make an impact to the
right.
internet, to the way
Correct.
to the way we live our life. But then there comes Bitcoin, which competes with the original
With
purpose
gold.
of blockchains. Bitcoin comes and say, you know what? With this same blockchain technology, you can all get your freedom back, so that
Right,
government
right, right,
enterprises do not own your data, do not own
right.
your life, and so on and so
Right.
forth. Get
Absolutely.
Bitcoin. But what happens is that we say this all the time. Old money, kind of like what happened with the internet, right? When we first had the internet, well, it was the intranet, then became the internet. I forgot what
Correct.
the ARPANET,
ARPANET,
and then
ARPANET. Yep.
boom, before you know it, in the 90s, the internet right now is not the internet anymore. It's been
Yeah.
stolen. It's now owned by enterprises.
Right.
So which goes then to my concern about Bitcoin. If nobody puts in developers to implement kind of like all the different solutions that so-called Ethereum has, we could have the same situation happen to Bitcoin, where everybody else focuses on all the other blockchains
Let
except for
me.
Bitcoin and all the Ethereum stuff. So we gotta put in work into Bitcoin.
Well, here's the thing. No, we don't. We don't need to put in work into Bitcoin because that's the whole purpose. That's the whole point. Like, no one can be in control of it. You can. I think if you want anything on Bitcoin, you can have it. You just have to figure out a way to develop it on top of Bitcoin
Yeah,
and make it
layer
work the
two.
way you want.
Yeah.
But that does not put Bitcoin at risk. Because nobody, I mean, yeah, there's core developers who do updates and all of that stuff, but at the end of the day, this is why we all run nodes. Because if there was going to be a significant change to Bitcoin, we'll, there's gonna be
Yeah.
some
We,
voting,
we will see
right?
what happened over
Yeah,
time because, as they say, like Bitcoin was supposed to be a digital good. That's it.
yeah,
It wasn't created to like put in any kind of to. It wasn't created to produce any kind of utility or put in any work on it. And it's kind of interesting. I don't know, at the Bitcoin conference, you
hmm
have one speaker telling you,
hmm
don't spend your Bitcoin. It's supposed to be an investment like you're buying gold. You should
yes.
not spend it. Then you have another set of people telling you how to spend your Bitcoin.
So
This is the
so
thing.
so
I
let
think.
me you
Go
mind
ahead.
if I jump into that? The
Go ahead.
reason
Go
why
ahead.
is this: there are different values of what makes money money. Even gold, right? Until gold is transactional, gold is not valuable. This is what makes money valuable, right?
Right.
So if we're going to call Bitcoin digital gold, it have to be spendable, which is why you need that transaction aspect of it as well. That's one of what makes it money or store of value,
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah, 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 yeah.
you and I, we work, we go to work every day, but we store our value inside the US dollar
Correct.
and we
Correct.
put that in the bank. And as we all know, what happens to that money, right?
Man.
It devalues over
The
time,
value, yeah,
which
yeah.
is why Bitcoin came. You can store your value into Bitcoin, but if you cannot spend it, then it's worthless. And we, the
Yeah,
people,
true.
gives it value. So
Yeah.
we need adoption by the masses
Yeah.
to increase the value so that we can transact or store.
I think the adoption is it's the key, right? I was
Yeah.
reading adoption rate now worldwide is like 3%, like less than 4%.
We are so early. We
Yeah,
are so
we
early. It's
super early.
ridiculous.
We
Yeah,
super
but
early.
this is what I would say to spending your Bitcoin, man. I think everyone is their own person. You should do what you want to do with your money. Right.
If you need your money, you have to spend
If
it
you want
anyway.
to, yes. If you're dying and you don't want to spend your Bitcoin to save yourself because you need to hodl it, good for you, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People get too drunk on like famous people saying things. It's like Michael Saylor saying, "I'll buy Bitcoin at the top forever," and I don't care. I'm sorry, if you're buying Bitcoin at the top, you're freaking stupid. I don't care
Yeah,
what Michael
yeah,
Saylor. It is
yeah,
stupid. It is a
yeah,
dumbass
yeah.
idea. Obviously, he's just exaggerating. I would hope
Exaggerate.
so.
Yeah.
Because if I'm investing in his company and he's buying Bitcoin at the top, I'll call his phone. I'll be like,
Oh,
"What are
he
you doing,
almost
man?"
bailed
So
out, right?
exactly. So I think the take what for some people they can afford to hold it forever, but I think that it is fine to transact with it because people worry about well if I pay this if I bought this and this pizza now is so super expensive. Well, the dollar is what do you prefer? The other way around? The dollar has just been steadily going down. You're holding the dollar, it's steadily going down. And it's been doing that for many
Yeah.
years. And no one was complaining about it. Now you have something that you
Yeah.
use and it's going up and you're still complaining. If you give someone $10 in Bitcoin and it's going up, guess what? When your job pays you, the Bitcoin will still be going up. So
Going up.
everyone is gaining. So what are we you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's hard
I
to
think
explain to people that are new in crypto, right?
yeah, this is the thing. This is what I say about Bitcoin. You cannot explain it completely to other people.
No, you can't.
The thing is, there has to be a certain spark of common sense that has to jump kick you when you get one thing right, and then over time the rest will be slowly clicking in. It takes people different points of times to understand any piece of Bitcoin.
For you to fully understand the market, you have to experience the bear and the bull season. No matter what they tell you, no matter what they tell you.
Hey, listen, man, is the initiation move. You know what I mean? It's the initiation dance, if you will. They have to hit you a couple times.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Because
Maybe
most people that came in last year, they're not really making money. It's been
Nope.
tough in
they're
the
not.
last one
They're
year.
definitely not.
Yeah,
Nobody from last year is making money. Everybody
no,
from last year bought at the top.
yeah,
And
yeah,
if they say
yeah,
otherwise,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
at
But I
least
tell
50%
people
down.
there's nothing. I mean, there's been a lot of time Bitcoin has been declared dead, even cryptocurrency, right?
Oh yeah,
But
no.
like I think we have this conversation. I'm actually looking forward to 2024. I think 2024 is going to be a very big year because
Why? What's happening?
Bitcoin controls the market, right?
That's
And
right.
there's a Bitcoin halving that happens every 4 years,
Yes, sir.
right? And if you look at the halving, I mean, I have a chart in front of me.
Oh, you want
So
to share? You can share.
um, oh, I have it on my other computer,
Oh, okay. No, no.
Okay.
but let me just give you some
That's that
numbers.
security setting right there.
Hey, man, come on. He's
On the
decentralizing
other
his house, my
computer.
guy.
But decentralized internet.
So in 2011, right?
Right.
I mean, from less than few cents. So I'll say, okay, let me use the halving happened from less than about $1. It went to almost $100, right? And there was another halving that happened in 2013. It went from like 100 and something dollars to $1,000. And in 2017, it went from about $1,000 to maybe like $12,000. Can you see those numbers?
Yeah,
Yes,
try to
I'm pulling
Yeah.
it up
I'm
now.
So
trying to count the zeros.
the next halving is scheduled to be 2024. Because when the halving happen, it's more like it's a deflationary mechanism
Right.
where they cut the reward for the miners and the value of they reduce the number of Bitcoin out there.
Bitcoin is being displaced. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean,
Right.
the demand, once you cut the supply, I mean, the price is gonna go up. So
Exactly.
I don't think I personally think we wouldn't see the real bull market until 2024
2024.
after the halving. That's what I'm actually
Ooh.
looking forward to.
I'm totally
We
worried
might
about
see a
that
few
myself.
bull market
I
here and there, but
I,
I think
I
it's
think
gonna be really great.
I think we'll make it at least to 100K before that halving.
I have no doubt.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
We'll
let's
see.
I
speak
know.
cautiously.
Hey, listen, listen.
Just.
Bitcoin is going to 300K tomorrow.
Oh, yeah,
Tomorrow.
I'm retiring.
Tomorrow. Nah, I'm kidding, man. I'm kidding. Yeah, but no, I think
But
no.
you just never know. Sometimes once they start moving, it just keeps moving.
This
It
is
moves
true.
so fast, and it drops so fast.
So
Absolutely.
here are some catalysts that I think could impact the price of Bitcoin going up before the next halving. If the Feds decide, oh crap, we've screwed up the economy, we need to print more money. We
Right.
all know what happened the last time.
Yeah, yeah.
True.
We ran up, right? So that could happen. If we go to war and folks are like, we need to store our money somewhere where I
Mm,
can still access the bank, even though the banks are shut down. That
right.
could be another reason why Bitcoin could go up. We're already at war, and we saw what happened with what's going on with Russia and Ukraine
Hmm.
and all that stuff. People are literally storing their money in the cryptocurrency. So
Crypto, yeah, yeah,
unfortunately, yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's going down. And
Yes,
then
yeah,
billions of dollars got sent to Ukraine just
yeah.
for this
With
situation. You
crypto,
know what I mean? I don't
and
think
even
there's never been a time in our life when people were able to like move money that
money
fast.
that fast.
Yeah,
And you have the banks in Ukraine at some point, they were limiting how much people could pull out from their bank account.
yeah,
exactly.
That's your own
Yeah,
money. They're telling you you can't get more than 300 or $500. Only
it will
people
happen
that
here
had
too.
cryptocurrency
yeah.
were
Yeah,
able to move money around.
yeah.
I think if people don't see the power in this stuff, man, it's
Yeah.
You
unfortunate.
know,
You know.
I was actually gonna say for Africans, this is the easiest technology that they need to adopt because, like, you saw
Yeah.
how in the
Yeah,
internet liberated Africa,
Yeah. Yeah.
provided information that most Africans never had. Now they have
Right.
access to knowledge, right?
Right.
Bitcoin does the same thing. We were talking about the US dollar, now that kept going down. The global system right now functions only through the US dollar.
Yeah.
You want to trade between Nigeria and Ghana? Guess what? You gotta go and swap it to dollar first before
Exactly.
Nigeria and Ghana can
Yeah.
even function as business
Yeah.
partners.
yeah,
But then you have this one too, which is also money that allows you to transact globally without the mid intermediary
Yeah.
and without somebody saying, you know what, kind of like what happened to Gaddafi. They just took him out. If Bitcoin was around during Gaddafi, I won't be surprised if Gaddafi have bought a bunch of Bitcoin instead of
Yeah.
gold. But I'm not
I
trying to go
mean,
deep into this topic, but I think
no,
Africans need
you're
this
right.
technology
hey,
You're
for
right. I
for
mean, see
for
what even
transliberation.
happened to Russia, right? So they are
yeah.
reserving U.S. currency. They can't get it
They can't get
because it's in
anything out.
U.S. dollars.
They
Yeah.
can't get anything. You know, actually, this is what has actually been the most interesting thing from this Russia situation. Did you know that there's been a bunch of super yachts, right, running around the world trying to escape sanctions? Like from the moment the sanctions
Oh,
started, a ton of yachts left from Europe, and they've been running all over
wow.
the place. They've been going. Some are trying to go to Dubai. Some are trying to go to Fiji. One of the biggest ones got stopped in Fiji. And I
Yeah.
think the U.S.
Today
has arrested it
just
there.
snapped it.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah, then there's some that is like, yeah, some of them are very shady for sure. Yeah,
wow.
I thought it was interesting. I just stumbled upon that. Look, man, we can go on and on forever with this one. I think that this has
Yeah.
been pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Any final before we close this one out? Okay, Mr. Gori, tell us, man, what knowledge would you impart to someone out there who is still on the fence about crypto?
Well, I would say like YouTube. There are a lot of nice videos on YouTube, right?
Right,
The number one rule, like I said, don't put in money into what you
like
don't
ours,
understand.
exactly.
Don't put in
Yeah,
money into what you understand. And I tell people like, just chip in something. You don't have to wait till you have $500 or even $200 to buy crypto,
exactly.
right? Just chip in something
Yeah,
and just look at long term. And if you want to believe crypto, you have to look at the map. I mean, look at the chart. Story. I mean,
yeah,
stretch the chart. See what has that Bitcoin has been around for 13 years, right? I mean, look where it started. So if Bitcoin can even get to from few cents to $30,000 today, so just check it out for the next 13 years, what
right,
Bitcoin price will be. And like I said, the mainstream adoption just started like 2 years ago.
right.
So I tell people like you should not underestimate the power of crypto. If this is the next generation of the internet, and it's not even the only reason I believe crypto is not going to die is because there's a lot of utility to it, right?
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
a lot of utility. The government cannot afford to ban crypto. If you want a competitive advantage, you have to be in crypto. There's a lot of utility on the blockchain. There's so much you can do on the blockchain network. And any government that is saying like, "Oh, we're banning crypto," like it's not. Because if
yeah,
you look at the main project out there, they, I mean, they have a goal. They're actually working on something to transform the way we live our everyday life. Like the top crypto project out there.
yeah,
So I just tell people like, you have to pay attention to what is going on. even if you don't want to invest in crypto, you have to observe. You have to be an observer and pay attention to what is going on. Because honestly, even though I've been around for a while, I wish I started much earlier. And as soon as people get it, that's the first thing you're gonna tell yourself, like, "Oh, I wish I'd started earlier."
What else is there to say after that, man? That's it, man. Clear cut. You know, I agree with you on that, sir. You know, it's very important because when people just start putting money into it too, that's how you learn how to use it, right?
Yeah.
That's the only way you have to do it. So I
Yeah.
really like that. Double O, any final thoughts before we close this one out, sir?
I don't want to add any more sauce.
I know there's no more sauce to the added, man. I mean, the man just like he dropped the bomb on that situation. Like, how do you even,
Don't
you know
make
what I
it
mean? He
spicy
just,
now.
dude, man, he had them locked in, just destroyed them. Okay. Mr. Gori, we hope you
Yeah,
had a
yeah.
good time on the show.
Yeah,
man. What
yeah,
are your
it's
thoughts?
nice being here. I
Yeah?
look forward to be back here.
Okay, cool,
we need
man.
we need we need to shepherd people into this and
We need to, man.
educate as much people as we
Absolutely. I want to do this again. Okay,
Yep.
so let's plan this again and we'll do it
Yeah,
again. You know,
sure.
we'll pick whatever topics next
Yep,
time, man.
yep,
Whatever
yep.
topics you want to
Nice.
talk about, we'll set it up.
Nice.
We'll do the research. We'll pull up data on the screen, man, and chit chat
Right.
about it. You know, it's like,
Numbers don't lie.
hey, man, that's what I say. You know, and speaking of numbers, I just want to show off this hat because I might sell it as an NFT one day. One of one. Okay,
You never know.
it's really one of one. No one will see it. It's an
Listen.
African hat, straight from Cameroon.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
seen
yes.
worse NFT that they sell for like thousands of dollars. So
Look, man,
why
the
not?
hat- right now, the hat is sitting at
It has
75k.
utility too, man. It's not with your head.
It has utility. It's sitting on my head, man. Chill on now. It's currently
It's not the Stack
75,000.
show.
Okay, by next week, this thing is going to be freaking at least 3.4 million. You know, so oh man, I'm stupid, man. All right, hey, ladies and
All right,
gentlemen,
guys.
thank you for checking out the show. Until next time, okay.
All right.
Brazen
Take
out.
care, guys. Yeah.
Double O out.
Bye.
All right.
Peace.